Hey there, I'm Colin Weston with ModGolf. Thanks for joining us on ModGolf Live today on Monday here, starting our week off. Usually we start at 9 a.m. Pacific time here, which is my morning, but we're mixing up a little bit here. We're doing this because our good friend that we're having on the show here today, Juergen Wieser, who is the founder of GripCaddie, a product that I've got one right here. We're going to be doing a live demo here. He's going to walk me through. I purposely not use this. He gave me this one at the PGA show when I met him. I met him 2 years in a row at the PGA show when he's been there with GripCaddie. So we're going to run through that. And, I love his entrepreneurial journey. We've had kind of a great back and forth over the last couple of years on LinkedIn and the community he's building there. And he is joining us from Vienna, Austria today. It's already 9 p.m. So he's been gracious enough to stay up. I don't think it's quite his bedtime yet. But it's getting on in the evening here. So we're going global, international here today. So like I said, even though it's noontime here in Vancouver, but thanks for joining us today. And as I always mention, this is a live show. So it is live and interactive. So, I would really encourage you to put your questions in chat here. And I've already done that. I did this earlier. Here you can see here. This is going to be a great one here. So get your entrepreneurial questions ready for Juergen. Anything that you want to ask, I will bring it up on screen here, give you some of your 15 minutes of fame. So don't be shy. That's what we love. We already have a couple of people that have joined us here. That's fantastic. Welcome. In chat, why don't you put your name, where you're from, introduce yourself, and we'll pull you up here. So as we get going, we are going to, I know it's not morning time here, but I'm going to do my usual thing here, and that is my Monday morning musings. Just hang on a second here because I am the executive producer, also the host. So there we go. Got to get rid of that as I'm kind of pushing buttons here and twisting knobs as we do here on ModGolf. So I guess it's more Monday afternoon musings. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue quite the same, but it's been a couple weeks since we've done a ModGolf live show. So hey, one thing I just want to mention here is we've launched season 17 of the ModGolf podcast, which I have been doing since 2017. Hard to believe we're rolling up on the 8th year anniversary in another month or so here for ModGolf. So thank you everyone who is, whether you've been listening since day one, over 8 years ago, over 200 episodes ago, or if you've just joined us over the last couple of weeks, the last couple of episodes since we started and launched season 17. I want to thank you because my why I created this was to build community around golf and entrepreneurship. There was nothing really going on in that space in 2017. I was a golf entrepreneur, kind of stumbled into it a few years before that. Didn't have any connectivity. So that was the overarching reason to create the ModGolf podcast. It has just expanded since then. I've met so many amazing people over the years, and Juergen is no exception to that rule there. And another thing we've done before we bring Juergen on stage here and get rolling here is last year we did create the ModGolf Patreon community. And the reason I did that was to make it more interactive. Rather than whether it's YouTube or on the podcast. Yes, we can have a conversation back and forth, but it's not in real time like we're having here on the live show here today. So with our ModGolf Patreon, we've got over 100 people that have joined us on that now. So there is a free option, but you know what? If you want to join us for a monthly subscription, you get exclusive access to other content that we're creating. We're really ramping that up in 2025 with more one-on-one meetups and ask us anything events that we're doing. And also you qualify for our ModGolf giveaway contest. And we got one coming up with a video that I'm going to be shooting in the next couple of weeks. And that is with our friends at Sun Mountain. And they've got a great carry bag that I'm going to be doing a review on, replacing my one from over 20 years ago. That's a little rough shape, my Sun Mountain, but has lasted very long. So like we do on the ModGolf YouTube channel with myself as the relatable mid-handicap golfer, that I do product reviews on there. So we'll be doing the Sun Mountain carry bag, the new one that they have, and we're going to be giving one of those ones away. But you've got to be a Patreon member with ModGolf. Like I said, we got a couple different tiers there. anything that you can help us out with on a monthly basis, that just ensures the sustainability of ModGolf, that then, I'm able to put shows together here, because as a scrappy independent, yeah, it does cost money to put these together and time. So, hey, if you want to join us, that helps us. We're providing value for you and connecting each other even deeper. All right. Well, that's enough rambling from me right now, because now it's time for the main show. And the main show is the gentleman right there, Juergen, founder of GripCaddie, joining us from Vienna. Good to see you, my friend. How you doing today?
Thank you for inviting me. Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon from Vienna, where it's already 9 p.m. now. And yeah, we had the summertime change last week, so I mixed up the time a little bit. So it's an hour later. I updated it on Facebook and Instagram, that hopefully some people joining us and listen to us.
Absolutely. And hey, also the great thing about what we're doing with the live show here on YouTube with our ModGolf channel, it's really been growing over the last couple of months here, and got over 1,000, really shattered the 1,000 subscriber mark there. So yeah, if you want to join us on ModGolf here, like I said, we got run down the bottom there. Yeah, give us a thumbs up if you like the show. I find afterwards we promote it, and we get over 1,000 people on average that actually watch our ModGolf live shows. So hey, people aren't joining us here today, and more people are joining. That we know we cast a bigger net, and people will learn the GripCaddie story. So we are going to run through a couple of things. You are going to do a demo for me. Like I said, I've got my GripCaddie, I've got my club, and this is my my Gap wedge, which is 4 years old now, from our friends at Edison Golf, and I have never ever cleaned this grip here, my friend. So it is ready for a GripCaddie experience. And so I've already filled it up with a little bit of dishwasher soap here and water. So I've done that. There we go, as we talked about. So before we do that, let's talk about you and the aha moment, the formation of or creation, probably a better way to put it, of GripCaddie. So can you tell us a little bit about your background here, Juergen, and what led you to become an entrepreneur? And was there a defining moment in your life or your career that sparked an entrepreneurial spirit in you?
Well, I'm engineer HVAC systems, and I played squash and tennis when I was younger and more fit. And anytime we had a tournament, we went crazy, to change the grip tape, to have a good touch, have a tacky grip, and you felt like, a king in the court inside, no? Right. And same thing is when you get a new grip on your golf club, you touch it, it feels nice in your hand, convenient, and you really think that's a good day, to shoot a good round of golf, no? And then after a while, it's getting more and more slippery and worn. It's add up some dust, it add up some stuff, sand, wherever you put your club, and suddenly you're not realizing it, but you start to squeeze more and more, your hand, and that causing you shanks, and I don't know. And then you're going somewhere to clean your clubs, then you find such a brush there, Right. Then you read in the internet how to clean your golf grips with toothbrush, nail brush, and somehow it was always in the back of my mind. And once in the night, around 2020 December, I woke up in the night around 1 a.m. and I had the idea, so why not a brush to clean golf grips, no? And somehow it came up, the idea of that, and I made a first sketch, hand sketch. I wrote a date on it, and I sent to myself via email, and right soon I also learned, check it on Amazon if it's existing, because if it's existing, the whole story is done, and you can go to bed and you can continue sleeping. So I start to search on Amazon, nothing, and my mother told me once, if it's not on Amazon, it's probably not existing. Well, then I started to search the database of the patent, and I had an idea in the year 2000 for a cat carrier, but I was ahead of my time. Now they're selling these things, like a double floor and some mats inside to keep the cats clean when you carry them. But I was ahead of my time, and I thought to myself, okay, this is not existing, this thing. And it started the 3D printing in these days, in 2020. And I thought this is a good opportunity, to to build a sketch, and I went to a design studio in Hungary, actually short before the pandemic, and we made the first 3D print. And let's be honest, I've been in contact always with some people on social media. One of it was Scott Hand, the Australian guy, pretty crazy at the time. And I was asking him, Scott, how do you clean your golf grips? And he answered, listen, not at all myself. And I said, who doing? He said, of course, my caddy. And I said, how does he do it? He said, with a towel. And I said, Scott, what do you think about such a brush? And he said, you might have something there. So this was the first positive input. Somehow we created the first model 3D printing, and it was pretty well working, and then came the pandemic, and it also came the point where to put money inside in the whole story. And I spoke with my wife and I asked her, listen, what do you think? And she said, listen, if you wish to do it, make it, if it makes you happy. I said, I don't want to regret end of my life, that I had a good idea maybe, and I didn't do it. You can have an idea, but to go through it, well, this takes really a lot of energy, trust me. You see on my hairs, I lost a few over the years. And and I thought that I did it then in 2023. I invested money. I found a company also, which we built up from scratch in the pandemic. The whole GripCaddie via internet was designed. The first product what we brought out, and I'm pretty proud of that one. And so I also visited this engineer last year in China, of course, and we went through, and I thought it's nice maybe to meet up in real life, to know each other better, understanding each other better. So I know he's a very precise person. If it's 100 on the highway, he was 95 driving. I tried to talk to him. He said, please don't speak. We have time later. 3 hours later in Shenzhen highways, we could speak after. Yeah, it was a rough journey. And somehow I thought that I really want to know, is it a Grand Slam or is it a bomb? And I heard about the PGA show in Orlando, and the Austrian Trade Chamber supported me also financially to go there. And so it was somehow affordable to go there. And somehow you get a lot of stuff, I don't know how many hundred of emails you're getting from all over, who's selling you email addresses, everything. And somehow it also came up that there's a golf pitch challenge held by David Ledbetter, Kevin Harrington. And I thought, okay, I want to get as much as possible, audience. And I applied for that one. And suddenly, before the show around Christmas time, I got the email that they find my product interesting and they invited me on stage. So, and then I went there completely excited with my not native English, as you maybe understand. And I was really so excited, to do this. So I was 1-2 hours just writing, how to make all this pitch there, to be on time. And I didn't expect 500, 600 people at my booth. So my rough is still always from that one. And I nearly couldn't talk anymore there, And then, the microphone was misfunctioning there. And many things went on, but I had such a flow, and I could make the pitch, and I was just happy to be over it. Yeah, and end of the day, they selected me as a winner.
Yeah,
so,
I love that. And that's where we first met, was 2 years ago at the Golf Pitch Challenge, because I knew some of the people that were involved with that, and you won, and that was amazing. So I want to kind of back up a little bit. I wish would have asked you this earlier, would have known. I said, I would love to see the first sketch you ever did for GripCaddie, and also the first 3D printed prototype. Myself, my background in architecture and design and product design, I just love that whole design thinking, rapid prototyping, iteration design. But I'm sure it didn't look like this elegant piece of machinery here, as we're going to run through with our demo there, that you've got the button back and forth for the water to flow, because first you start clean and then you got to make it wet. So we're going to run through that. So talk about what your, as they say in startup world, your minimum viable product. So what did your first prototype, your 3D prototype that was printed off, what did it look like? Did it look very similar to this, or how has it evolved over the years? And did you get customer feedback on this to kind of keep going and iterate? So tell us a little bit about that process over the last couple of years.
First one was a 3D print, with a handmade bristles inside, which we found a factory in Hungary, and we said, okay, we'll search for the factory.
Right.
And we went there, and the factory was in a basement. One man was sitting there, and he was producing handmade bristles for us. And after I developed it via Fiverr with a 3D engineer, and I said, okay, can we make it nicer, smoother, more round? And I had to imagine, and we went through this process. And then after I found the mold factory, and the guy said, okay, we have to adjust a little bit that we can make it possible to for the production, for the injection molding. And that's how we build it up. Yeah. And then we came up, how we are fixing the bristles inside here. Yeah. And as you can see, I went for it not to glue it together. I thought I want to create a green product somehow. And if the bristles maybe getting worn or old and you can't use them anymore, you can open here with the screws 4 times. You take off the upper part, you replace the bristles, you screw it together, and you can use the brush another time. So it's not just a plastic tool what you just throw away. So I tried to design it in a modular way that you really can replace the things when they are broken or whatever happens to the brush. No?
I love that. Love that. So, okay. So I'm going to just add on a stage here. So yeah, I've got the GripCaddie website up here that we're going to run through, and I'll just put it up there. Hey, anybody wants to have a look at GripCaddie, or if you want to start, you want to buy one or more GripCaddies after we do the demo here, there you go. So GripCaddie.com, nice and simple. With the website, we'll pull that up in a moment here again at the end of the show. But one thing I want to mention, you're really, really nice here with the manual. You've got the brush manual that I ran through, explains very nicely in many, many languages, thankfully including English for me here, of how we can run through here, and
I think
step by step all the good things that we're going to do here
the most
for that. So
you just shown now, yeah.
So we have that, but I've got you to be as the founder. If anybody can actually run through a demo here, it certainly is you. So like I said, I have not purposely used my GripCaddie yet that you were so generous to give me as a takeaway at the PGA Show 2025 this year when we shot some video at your booth here.
Yeah.
So why don't you run through, and I'm going to, at the same time, I'm going to clean this club, as I mentioned, which I've had for about 4 years. I use this all the time, this gap wedge, have never, ever, ever cleaned the grip. So it's probably, I wouldn't want to run it.
Very shiny. Very shiny.
Nasty right now.
Yeah. Very shiny, looks like. Yeah.
Okay, so the floor is yours. Run through, and I'm just going to follow like a cooking show. I'm just going to do what you do.
Okay, so you loaded the gun, yeah?
I did. So I loaded it with a little bit of soap and water, as you mentioned.
Yeah. So and here we have the activation for the water flow. You have to press on for on, and you have to press off for off. This is the logic. Yes. So then I prepared also a club here. Yes. Bring the GripCaddie on the golf club, best on the shaft, because here is the smallest, and this is really designed to go here on the shaft.
There we go.
And water flowing down.
The best to have it a little bit down rather than up, right?
No, down, because water is running down,
That makes sense.
And after you switch on the water and hold it down like that, here, and you start, brushing it here, and you see.
All right.
Building up some foam. Hold it down. Down. Take it here on the front, nicely, and start, as quick as possible.
There we go. Yep.
Up some foam.
Look at that.
Yeah, some foam. Do it a little faster, Colin.
All right.
We don't have so much time, yeah. So here is some foam on my side already, yeah. And this one you start washing off now. I prepared also here something. So you wash it off. Wait a second. And you see it's really taking out from the Can you see it? Really taking out from the dimples the dust, and then you use a towel to make it dry, and you can, let's say in 20 seconds, you can reuse your golf club on the course again.
The difference there is that's unbelievable.
Yeah, and let's be honest, grips cost a lot of money, so I had 4 sets to regrip, and it was more than 600 euros, and this tool is $30. And because some people say it's pricey, but 2 grips is the price of 1 GripCaddie, and you can use the Tour Velvet grips we have now. We are on 160 rounds, counted by computer, because we have a login system for booking our golf rounds, and the Tour Velvet 160 rounds plus practice, and still they are very nice, usable.
Nice. Well, I wanted to ask you about that and dig a little deeper, even though you covered a lot of it right there. As far as the pricing model, I know a lot of entrepreneurs with products when they start out, especially yours, this didn't exist. So you had nothing to compare it to. So as far as pricing it, so I'm curious to learn how you landed on the price point that you have, and also maybe tie that into reinforcing what you just said, the value that you're adding here by not replacing grips. Also the environmental piece here. These aren't ended up in a landfill or garbage or whatever. And grips last way longer. So the money that you save. So run through that as far as your pricing model. So I know a lot of entrepreneurs with products struggle with that. And a lot of them don't end up charging enough for the product or finding out what. So tell us how you managed to land on the pricing model.
Again, social media. I'm old time it was Twitter, and I have a friend, Michael Whelan. He was the founder with Arnold Palmer together for the Golf Channel, actually, and he was also writing the introduction line, for the video which is on the homepage of me,
right?
Which is the cartoon, and he was writing this. He said, "Listen, you have a product. You should show the people the problem and the solution," and so. He told me that one, and I said, "Listen, what do you say about this and that price?" He said, "Okay, how you find out?" I said, 1 golf grip is like $15, so 2 golf grips is like $30 approximately. And so then how I started, and I checked, of course, the brushes which existing like Groove It or Frogger for the club face, and so the price of them, and that's how to fit inside, in the range, What is a good price as a present also, which is not too cheap when you bring it for a friend, and what is not too expensive that you say, okay, I'm thinking twice to buy that one, and to find the sweet price. So that's more, I guess, I think, and you're calculating on Amazon, because this was the first channel I sold it, and then you see, that what is a good price range, how much benefit or the markup you should have for that one, and that's how you're going for it,
Got it. Love this. So hey, I want to dig a little bit into your background as an entrepreneur. You said you professionally you were an engineer, so yes. That obviously helped you with the physical design of this and kind of working through that. But had you any entrepreneurship experience? Have you been involved with startups, or is this your first venture?
It's my first, and I think also my last. I'm 58 now, and still this baby has maybe some things to improve. And I got also tested by my golf spy, which was a big surprise, and I think I got 9 from 10 stars of them, and it was a big boost for me also. And many professional golfers and professional caddies using it already, and writing to me, "Thank you, it's a game changer," and on the ladies tour, it's pretty well known. Challenge Tour, Pro Golf Tour, PGA Tour, I'm not on it now, but it's a good chance, that getting in front of the players soon. And DP World Tour, Bernd Wiesberger, the Austrian guy, he helped me, and his caddy, Jamie, which is now caddy of Matt Wallace. They tested it, they broke it, and I said, "Thank you very much." I improved, and now I gave again to Bernd Wiesberger the brushes, with his own logo. We also do that one, custom printings. And he's satisfied. And we meet from time to time, and I'm very thankful for his help, because I know how busy these people are, and how many people approaching them, and so it's a big honor for me, that he's really talking to me, and he really helped me forward.
Yeah. And I just want to mention again, as we're going to be on for a few minutes more here. I got lots of questions to ask Juergen, but hey, we've got some people that have joined us. Don't be shy. If you have any questions for Juergen about entrepreneurship, about his journey, about GripCaddie, all the above, please put them in chat there. I'll pull them up as I do here. Love to hear from you. So once again, don't be shy on that. So, hey, I want to ask you this question, because myself, with everything I've done in entrepreneurship, and creating companies, creating brands, whether it's ModGolf or some of the other things that we've done, I'm always curious to learn is how you landed on the company name or the product name. So I love the name GripCaddie. It's self-explanatory, but were there different names you were looking at? Like, how did you manage to land on GripCaddie for the name of the product?
Well, there's also some domain registrations, like golf grip cleaner and golf grip brush, which is an absolute tongue breaker. And I said it must
in
be
any language.
golf grip. So it's I hardly can spell it, but it's registered the domain also.
Right.
And it was a brainstorming in a cocktail bar in Vienna, with my friends. One is a lawyer, the other one, is a very, pretty smart guy, and so we were drinking a little bit, and we have to find a name for this product. And somehow through my researches, I found there was a GripCaddie, I think it was called GripCaddie.
I remember that, yeah.
Then I said, why not GripCaddie? And then we were discussing, GripCaddie with Y or with IE at the end, and so the Y was taken, and so I went for the IE, the English version. And right soon I went to the registration of the European patent and trademarks, and I have the trademark in the United States also applied and got it, and also in the European market. And it's also patent pending for the whole things. And on the main markets, That's how we found out the GripCaddie. And I think it's a pretty nice, smooth word now, to talk about it.
No, it's really strong. I love it. It's great. It's easy to remember, and it explains exactly what it does. So hey, you talked about the filing for patents. We're going to have actually someone on ModGolf Live in the next little while that focuses on part of his world. He is an entrepreneur also in the golf space, but also focuses on patents and IP. So we're going to take a deep dive into that. But I'd love to hear your perspective, because a lot of people are thinking, I need to actually get a patent on there to protect myself. Sometimes you should, sometimes it's not really worth it. So tell us a little bit about that journey. I'm sure it's might have been a bit complicated, or maybe not. Tell us about that, of why you decided to go that route in order to, and how you filed this. Like, tell us a little bit about that experience of putting a patent submission together, not only in Europe, but also in North America.
Let me tell you, it's expensive. It's not cheap going overseas, the translation costs everything. But life is, the world is a small place, and I built 10 years penthouses in Vienna on top of to replace the old roof, with nice flats. Okay, and one of the buyers was a patent lawyer. So it was and I said, listen, you bought a flat from me, and then let's make a patent for my idea. And he said, okay, let's do that. And pretty smart, this man. And in 2 days, he was really drafting this thing, And some colleagues saying, it's not worth, a patent. But then you're going, on a show pitch, and is it patented? Everybody asking, And yes. I didn't want to make the mistake, not to get the protection for it. I know maybe there are copycats out, but Coca-Cola is the first. Any other colas are just good. Coca-Cola, I think, is maybe the best, or Pepsi, whatever. But to be the first, I think that's the important thing. And it's my idea, and I wanted to make things as good as possible, and don't try to avoid a mistake in the whole thing, in the whole process. So also, you maybe have seen also the boxes here, what we're doing, like the special design as well from a company, 6 different colors that it's catching your eye when you're going in the retail store of your trust. And good news, I think I got this week the first order of PGA Superstore.
Congratulations. That's
very
huge.
proud of that. So this is absolute new information since yesterday. Yeah? They made the first order, and you can find it 6 different colors. And here we have some bullet points. We have QR codes on it, where it's directly linking you to the web page, to the multilingual instructions, because people don't read instructions. And then, they're taking the GripCaddie like that, and then they start to break it. And if you hold it, like shown here, you cannot do anything wrong with it.
I can read that one. Yes, get the thumb out there. Otherwise, you're putting too much.
Then you really can
on there, and it snaps it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's we're working on that one, and I think maybe the next batch will be
You strengthen that up a little bit.
Different design. We'll be changing something, but I wanted to be prepared for this moment also, and I think also the car industry also has always improvements to make when we hear 1 million cars back in the service because of a broken airbag, and so I think it's not a shame to invent something and to make it better after as good as possible.
Nice. So hey, as we finish up, I want to ask a couple more questions, because I know you've got that entrepreneurial hustle. You get after it, not only at the PGA show, but I saw on social media that you were in, was it the Japanese golf show? You were in Tokyo, and I believe you actually had a young woman that was is your new ambassador. So you're expanding, you're building partnerships and getting after it. So tell us, I'm curious to hear about that experience at the golf show in Japan. What was that like?
Yeah, it's the second biggest market, Japan, and I have a friend in Australia, Wendy Bowick, very well known in Australia, and she was introduced by a lady European tour player, and that's how we started up a year ago. And I said that I'm going to Japan maybe for the show. She said, "Oh, I have a huge fan base there, so I will join you." So she came up. We made something together. I had a professional translator. My wife was there, so we built up a nice booth there. And it was very interesting. It was a consumer exhibition, not like the PGA show, just for the professionals. So it's a total different approach, and a little child taking the brush, start crying, I gave him the box, and he still continued crying. And I put out the GripCaddie from the box, and the bright smile was coming there, and I'm really, really happy, And the father, he put it, "Oh, thanks so much for your kindness." This is what makes it special, that you can give a little thing out, and you make a smiley face on some people, Special kids, they are liking it because they have to clean the golf grips.
Yes.
And with this stuff, it's really a hassle.
Yes. So I'm curious, because breaking into international markets is not easy. You talked about the US, whether it's for patents and IP, or even just as far as your packaging and having different languages on it specifically. So what came out of it? What did you consider a success from the Japanese show? Have you now got some partnerships or some channel partners that you can start selling and distributing through Japan? So is that, or tell us about that a little bit.
I made a lot of contacts, which was important for me to go there, to find distributors. I cannot tell now which company is it, but a very well-known golf grip company, we know them maybe. And this person, he is the representative of this company in Japan, and we are in talks. We are in talks with some professionals. I was not too shy, to go to the guys, and say, "Okay, this is my product. What do you think?" And I showed them, long hitters, girls, 325 yards, and I cleaned the grip for them, and they were amazed, all of them. And it's pretty cool, the people, they were interested, and to show it to them. It was a good experience there, really, first time in Japan. So, and also people from Indonesia, Vietnam, India, they came, and they invited me for the show in Jakarta, which they want to build up, they want to have me there. And getting calls from Germany, from Paris, that to come there to show my product also. And yeah, I'm a little proud also, that I made all this way, and thanks to my wife also here. I'm
Yes.
alive because she stand all this craziness,
Yes, myself as an entrepreneur, it's for relatives and family, it's tough for them to understand sometimes. They think maybe we
It's there.
have some psychological issues. Perhaps we do, and have are maybe a little bit crazy. But I think you need to be a little bit crazy to do the things that we need to do. And so as we finish up here, I want to hear about what you think about with the future and what you consider. You've been in it for 3 or 4 years now, and the success that you had, and congratulations on it. I'm really proud of what you've done, because you are persevering and it's not easy. But what for you as an entrepreneur, what do you define success as? And even in a couple of years, is it to scale? Well, I'll let you describe that, whether that's an exit or you're acquired by a larger company, or what for you, what would you consider success in the future, as far as what you're benchmarking this with GripCaddie?
A success is already that people starting, to talk about grip cleaning. It's not in the mind of the people at all.
Right.
So you clean your grips? No, never. No, why I should clean golf grips? So I said it makes a difference. Then when I'm out on a casual round, then I clean the grips from the playing partners. And due to the fact I'm 58, we don't have children really our own, and so let's see what life is bringing. I just can say that one. And it's a natural growing business for me. I cannot put a ton of money inside, in advertisements, because I don't have it. I have to earn it first to spend it. I don't have any credits running for this. So everything what is inside in the GripCaddie is my saved money. And yeah, this is how we are, to make the dream come true. And I'm proud of that I'm where I am now.
I love this. The fact you're building and building and building every single month, every single year, and that takes perseverance and patience. And I know as entrepreneurs, we want things to go very fast, but you've done a very smart thing here. Even though you were on the Golf Pitch Challenge, which is very much like Shark Tank, or up in Canada here we call it Dragon's Den, where the general public thinks with entrepreneurs, they think that's how entrepreneurship works, that you need to get other people to invest in your product. And for you, the best investors you have are someone called your customers, which I'll bring up here again, that for GripCaddie, hey, if you're interested in GripCaddie, you want to buy a GripCaddie or two, you can go right to their website there again. Like I said, I don't get anything. I don't personally benefit. I just love what Juergen is doing. I love him, and I want to support any way that I can. So, hey, if you want to pick up a GripCaddie or two, go to their website at GripCaddie.com. That's where it's all happening there. So you can see both the European market and also the North American market there. He's got it all covered there. I got to say that the stickiness of this club is bonkers now. This is like brand new. I can't believe it. Well, I can, because your product is good. So, wow.
Is it still shiny, or is it already yeah?
Oh no, the shine is gone. I cannot wait to get out there and start swinging this thing. So So there you go. I managed to pass the demo. Hey, if I can actually use this product properly, anyone can. So so there we have it. So hey, why don't we finish up there, Juergen?
We have a lot of Instagram videos also, and people can see how it's really working well, the cleaning process. Yeah.
Nice. So what I will do down in the comments below, I will include not only the link to the GripCaddie website, but also to your Instagram, so people can check all that out and learn a little more about what you're doing there too as an entrepreneur on LinkedIn. So, Juergen, I always enjoy talking to you. This is the first time we've actually had a chance to spend this much time together. So I appreciate you making the effort, staying up a little bit later in Vienna, and joining us today on ModGolf Live. So hey, my friend, I want to say, love what you're doing. Can't wait to see where you are. We'll probably have to have you back on in another year or so. We'll definitely see you, hopefully, at the PGA show again in another 10 months' time. And I wish you nothing but the best for GripCaddie, because what you're doing in entrepreneurship and the way you're leading the way and showing people the right way to do it is something that I respect and is highly commendable. So congratulations on where you are and where you are going, sir.
Thank you so much.
All right. You take care. We'll talk soon. All right.
Wishing all the best. Bye-bye.